President Trump is cleaning house. A major shakeup inside the Secret Service has just rocked D.C. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett makes a surprise statement that you're not going to believe. And make sure to watch until the end because you may need to change your ring cam's password. Let's get into it. In the aftermath of last year's assassination attempt on President Trump at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, 6 members of the U.S. Secret Service have been officially suspended. The disciplinary action comes after what officials are calling serious failures in protocol. According to Deputy Director Matt Quinn, the agents received unpaid suspensions ranging from 10 to 42 days.
It's the first we're learning of suspensions since the agency launched its internal investigation. Quinn told me that the Secret Service won't be terminating employees. Instead, he says the agency is laser focused on addressing operational failures that played out last July 13th. To do that, they've introduced a new fleet of military-grade drones. There were notably no drones at that July 13th campaign rally last year. The agency is also rolling out new mobile command posts that allow agents to communicate over radio directly with local law enforcement. That capability didn't exist last year, and it prevented the Secret Service from learning about Thomas Crook's whereabouts until shots were fired. And so, for the average American who remembers what happened on July 13th, if they're asking, has the Secret Service done enough? What's the answer?
The answer is that Secret Service is totally accountable for Butler. Butler was an operational failure, and we are focused today on ensuring that it never happens again and executing our strategic plan to increase technology, to improve communications, to make sure our personnel are well-trained, equipped, and deployed.
This move has sparked new questions about loyalty and competence within the agency tasked with protecting the president, and whether deeper issues remain. Speaking of issues, Representative Jasmine Crockett just can't seem to bring herself to believe in the truth. The truth that former President Joe Biden was not fit for office, especially for talking about his mental capacity.
The president, I never saw anything in Joe Biden that made me wonder whatsoever. And it's not that I was with Joe Biden every single day, that's for sure. But as I talked about my grandparents, the way that I would describe Joe is like, I mean, he's a granddaddy, right? And so like, you know, the way that my granny was when she was younger versus ultimately kind of where she was at 81 when she ended up passing away, mentally she was still there, but like her attitude about certain things, like whether or not she was looking to be as polished or cared to be as polished, or even if she moved as fast, it just wasn't there. We all slow down. But I will tell you that I will take a broken, or however they want to describe Joe Biden, over Donald Trump any given day. Because number one, I know Joe Biden's heart. And I can tell you that when you look at the legislation that he was able to push forward with, this wasn't legislation that was about him and his rich friends. It was legislation that was for the good of the American people. And when you look at the people that he surrounded himself with, even if you're saying that there was a mentally deficient Joe Biden, I know that he absolutely had a mental acuity that is supreme when it comes to comparing him to Donald Trump, because at least he kept good people around him. He kept people that would keep us safe in this country. He kept people that would make sure that even as tensions were rising all around the world, that we were keeping those tempered. He was able to understand with his level of mental acuity who our friends were.
Now let's shift gears here to a story that didn't make the front page but should terrify every homeowner. In San Diego, a woman discovered her husband's ex-wife had been secretly monitoring their home using a shared Ring camera account. The spying went unnoticed for weeks. It's a chilling reminder of just how vulnerable smart home devices can be when we forget to lock them down. This isn't just some technical glitch, it's a real warning. If you've ever shared access to your devices or haven't updated your passwords, someone could be watching without a sound, without a trace. So here's the takeaway. If you have a Ring camera or any smart device, update your passwords and audit your account access immediately. You never know who's watching. You might think that these stories are totally separate, one about the federal government and the other about home security, but there's a thread connecting them: trust and surveillance. At the highest levels, President Trump is battling what he sees as internal threats and breaches of trust inside the agencies meant to protect him. And at the personal level, everyday Americans are discovering that their own homes aren't as private as they thought. We're living in a time when surveillance is no longer just a government issue. It's now embedded in our lives, homes, and relationships. What are your thoughts on today's video? Make sure to comment them down below. And if you're tired of the filtered takes and want real breakdowns from a center-right perspective, hit that subscribe button and like this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.